Hi, I'm Sara Driscoll from IT Channel Oxygen. Welcome to this final episode of the special IT Channel Oxygen podcast with RVT. In episode 3, we talked about how Securitas is benefiting from the Samsung Knox technology with RVT. And today we're going to be finding out what exciting plans RVT has in store in 2026. I am joined by Tom, Ricky and Paul. Nice to see you again all.
Hi. Nice to see you. Hi.
Tom, let me come to you first. Can you talk to me about some of the plans you've got for the business overall this year?
Lots of exciting plans coming in 2026. I think some of it has been announced, some of it hasn't been announced as
Exciting.
yet. So I'll tread carefully. But the overarching message is going into 2026 is over the last several years, we have identified key areas where we can offer value to customers by working with Samsung, using their product stack and using their services and our own services to wrap around that. This year, the exciting thing is we've identified what that looks like. We're going to package it up. We're going to simplify it as much as we can, and we're going to roll that out across our customer base. So that will be existing customers and new customers. And we are the most exciting thing for us is the fact that it's tried and tested. We know it works. We know it adds value.
Yeah.
We know it will save customers money and make their use of technology, whether that's mobile technology, whether it's technology in the office, it will enhance their experience of using that technology and help them get more out of it, and at the same time be more secure, more safe in using that technology. 2026 is going to be massive for us, and we think we've got something quite different from what anybody else has got, which is what I'm most excited about.
Yeah, sounds good. Ricky, how is the growth plans for Samsung this year? How's all that planning going?
Yeah, so it's we had an amazing meeting at the back end of 2025, which was really nice and I think a first time to actually sit down and strategically plan what the 2026 is going to look like. I think it's hugely important for us to be on the same line as Samsung. We've lived and breathed it now for many years, and obviously their focus areas need to be our focus areas too. And I think, if we can tread that same path, it's going to be beneficial for both parties. And we've kind of identified with Samsung that a key growth area for them is going to be PC. It's something that we've been looking at for a little while now since Samsung PC came back into the market. And it's somewhere that we do see a huge amount of value being able to drive that proposition to our customers. And like Tom said, without letting too much out the bag, I think that there is a unique opportunity to drive that Samsung number across the business and to package it up really nicely. I think, we've got some aspirations to grow our Samsung number around 25%.
Wow.
Year on year, which is a very healthy increase, across the board based on the numbers that we did in 2025. So yeah, I'm hugely excited to work with Samsung. We've only today sent our sort of first value proposition, across to them guys to review and hopefully get some good feedback. So yeah, there's hopefully some exciting announcements to come.
Amazing, sounds incredible. And Paul, from a Samsung perspective, how do you guys fit into the growth plans, from your end?
The first thing is to not really change too much in terms of how we're engaged. I think reinventing the wheel is always a dangerous thing.
Yeah.
So I think we need to double down on things we're really good at, and we need to continue to improve on that and follow a continuous improvement kind of mindset, which we absolutely do as part of those growth plans. I think the guys touched upon it, strategically for this year, we just need to make sure we've got some additional checks and balances in place with some of the growth ambition. And one of the things we'll be doing with RVT for the first time as a reseller within B2B is creating a joint business plan for 2026, which is outside the usual commercial terms construct. So it's effectively a stretch number aligned to a number of key objectives across the Samsung portfolio, of which Ricky referenced, one being PC, which is absolutely huge for us in 2026, and enabling some key activities within that, some key things that we will review monthly, quarterly, to ensure that we're on track in terms of those growth aspirations. And at the end of the year, we'll be able to review progress, and there'll be commercial opportunities for rebates and growth to ensure that we're on track for that growth. But I think from our perspective, we always want to make sure that anything new from an innovation perspective from Samsung, we want to talk to all of our partners. And again, RVT being a prime example of innovators in what they do. I think the exciting things that are going to be announced in due course during 2026 from RVT is going to differentiate them. And with us alongside them, I'm incredibly excited to see where that takes us. And I think the plans we talked about in our planning meeting at the end of 2025, definitely holding us in good stead for that growth. And I'm super excited again to see the output of those results.
Amazing. Tom, final word to you. Anything else you want to say about your planning for 2026?
No, I think just look, as Paul touched on it, right? We've all mentioned the fact that we know what we're good at, right? And I think there's a real opportunity here. As I mentioned in a previous podcast, the Samsung relationship is our number one relationship. From a vendor standpoint, they were our first. They will always be hold a special place in RVT's heart. And I think, like I say, we've done the groundwork. We've identified the areas where we can work with Samsung and add value to that. And now we've got solutions that we've rolled out to, the reality is enterprise-sized customers, huge customers with huge workforces. Now we want to find customers out there that maybe have, much smaller staff, 5 staff, 10 staff, whatever that might be, and deliver the same level of service that an enterprise organisation would expect. Just because a company is smaller doesn't mean they don't deserve the same level of service. So, we've got a solution that I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. So I'll choose my words carefully, but it's really exciting for 2026, and we're looking forward to getting stuck in. We moved into a new office at the back end of last year, and there's still spaces in there for more bums on seats. So we will continue to grow, and that will mean more back office and all of that kind of stuff as well. And we're going to continue to invest in people, in systems, and grow the business as much as we can in 2026.
Amazing. What a lovely positive note to end on. Guys, thank you for taking part in this podcast series with IT Channel Oxygen. We really appreciate it. I think we've all learned a lot about RVT from your journey, and your growth planning through to your relationship with Samsung and the Knox technology. So thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.